You want to know why so many serious gardeners are switching up their soil game this March? It's because relying on traditional fertilizers alone is a mistake that's quietly costing you yield, soil health, and long-term productivity. Most people dump compost or chemical fertilizers on top of their beds and expect instant results. What they don't see is that repeated use of these fertilizers without balancing carbon, minerals, and soil structure leads to weak root systems, poor moisture retention, and depleted nutrients over time. This is where mixing cardboard and wood ash comes in, and why smart gardeners are using it to literally rebuild their soil from the ground up. Before we dive deeper, if you want to maximize your soil's potential this year and see results fast, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the hands-on tips I share each week. And yes, later in this video, I'll show you a tool that speeds up this process and makes your worm composting foolproof. Link is in the description. You've probably been told to just sprinkle ash or layer cardboard, but there's a method that actually works. Here's the reality. Cardboard isn't just brown waste you throw in a pile, it's pure carbon. When shredded and soaked properly, it feeds the microbes that break down organic matter in your soil. Wood ash, on the other hand, provides essential minerals like potassium and calcium. Alone, each has some value, but together they transform tired, compacted soil into a living, nutrient-rich medium for your plants. Without the right ratio, you either lock up nitrogen or burn your seedlings with too much alkalinity. Based on my experience, a good starting point is roughly 4 parts shredded cardboard to 1 part dry wood ash by volume. For small raised beds, that might look like a handful of ash spread evenly over a 2 by 2 foot section, then topped with 4 handfuls of soaked cardboard. This ratio balances carbon and minerals while keeping pH in check. Here's how to prep cardboard for your garden properly. First, never just toss dry cardboard in the soil. You want it soft enough to break down quickly. Tear it into strips or small squares, then soak it in water until it's thoroughly saturated. This can take anywhere from 20 minutes to a couple of hours depending on thickness. You can accelerate decomposition by layering it with greens, kitchen scraps, coffee grounds, or grass clippings, then lightly pressing the mixture into the soil. In raised beds, this works especially well if you dig shallow trenches, layer your cardboard, sprinkle ash on top, and cover with 1 to 2 inches of compost or topsoil. By the next planting season, this layer becomes almost unrecognizable, fully integrated, and ready to feed your plants. And yes, worms make all the difference. This is where using a vermicomposter comes in. I've been testing the FCMP Outdoor 2-tray worm composter for over 6 months, and honestly, it's changed the game. It's compact enough for patios or small backyards, has 2 trays for continuous composting, and produces nutrient-rich worm tea that's just perfect for direct application to your soil or plants. You don't need to fuss with a giant compost pile. Just layer your soaked cardboard and greens inside, add worms, and let the system do the work. The water retention channel ensures the bedding stays moist without becoming anaerobic, and the angled migration tunnels give your worms freedom to move and multiply. The result is faster breakdown of your cardboard and leftover scraps, producing rich castings that feed your soil naturally. The link to grab one is in the description under Influencers and Associates, and it's really worth checking out if you want consistent high-quality compost without the guesswork. Don't overlook timing. March is critical. In many regions, March is the transition month when soils start warming up but still retain moisture from winter rains. Applying cardboard and ash now gives microbes and worms the perfect environment to get active. In a backyard garden, you can create 2 or 3 small mini beds using this method, letting them mature before planting spring vegetables. In larger raised beds, stagger the application in sections to maintain continuous nutrient availability. Hydroponic growers can even pre-compost cardboard and ash, then incorporate the resulting castings into their nutrient mix, or use worm tea to supplement water. In all cases, the key is to avoid layering cardboard too thickly or adding excessive ash, which can alter pH and slow microbial activity. A lot of gardeners really overcomplicate things, but here's what actually matters. You don't need exotic additives or expensive soil enhancers. Properly prepared cardboard provides the bulk carbon your soil microbes crave. Ash delivers minerals that support strong stems, flowering and fruiting. Worms convert the combination into humus far more efficiently than static compost piles. And using a system like the FCMP Outdoor 2-tray composter ensures that you can do this year-round, without odor, mess, or pests. From experience, layering 2 to 3 inches of pre-composted cardboard in the bottom of your bed, lightly sprinkling ash, and covering with a ½ inch of finished compost or castings gives immediate structural improvement and noticeable growth gains within a month. So, why does this work better than most traditional advice? You'll often hear people talk about mulching or top dressing with compost and chemical fertilizers. The problem is that nutrients from chemical fertilizers often wash away or become inaccessible to plant roots if the soil lacks structure. Cardboard and ash, when properly integrated, actually build the soil matrix itself. It retains moisture, encourages deeper root penetration, and feeds a living network of microbes that recycle nutrients consistently. In practice, this translates to healthier plants, higher yields, and soil that keeps improving year after year. And here's a pro tip for serious gardeners. If you're layering cardboard in raised beds, pre-soak it, crumble it slightly, and press it down lightly. Add a small handful of wood ash, just a small amount, not more, and mix gently with your topsoil. Then, if you have access to a vermicomposter, layer your worm castings or even just apply worm tea to kickstart microbial activity. This combination gives your soil both immediate fertility and long-term structure. For hydroponics, pre-composting these materials and using worm tea as part of your nutrient solution gives an organic boost that chemical supplements alone just can't match. Consistency beats complexity. The real secret isn't one-off applications. Smart gardeners repeat this process every few months, monitor soil pH, and integrate organic matter continuously. Over time, your soil becomes self-sustaining. Plants get what they need without over-fertilization. Your beds stay loose and well-drained, and microbial life thrives. The best part is you don't need large equipment or expensive inputs. A simple setup like the FCMP Outdoor 2-tray composter streamlines the process, keeps worms happy, and generates castings you can spread throughout the garden. It's an investment that pays for itself quickly through healthier plants and higher yields. So, if you're ready to take your March garden to the next level, start by prepping cardboard, measure your ash carefully, and consider introducing a vermicomposter system. Layer it correctly. Let nature do its work, and within weeks, you'll notice a difference in soil structure, plant vigor, and overall garden productivity. Remember, this is about building soil that grows consistently, not chasing quick fixes. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to Farm Logic for more practical, experience-driven gardening advice that actually works. Share this with your fellow gardeners who are tired of slow results and want to grow stronger, healthier, more productive soil. Check the description for the FCMP Outdoor 2-tray worm composter link. It's the tool that helps make all of this simple, manageable, and results-driven.